What's up guys, my name is JDCook5 and welcome back to an episode of the Create a Club series. Before we do get into the episode, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. The season finale, but not like we know it unfortunately, but we'll get to that at the end of the episode. But we start off today with a game against Wycombe Wanderers as we simulate it, and a 1-0 victory thanks to the efforts of Reiko Alonso. Our first game of the episode comes to Wembley there as we face the cup final against Northampton Town, a team at the bottom of the league we're facing in the Bristol Street Motors trophy. Looking forward to this particular fixture as it's taken us a while to get here, and we finally are here there at Wembley on the big stage, and as you can see the prize in possession is right there in our eyesight. It's a really exciting time for ourselves as a club to see what we can do and see if we can get a first trophy of the season there. As you can see, Reiko Alonso has been running for the top goal scorers, and he's got a chance today as he does feature in the lineup with Pizanaco in goal, Vargas, Reyes and Martin Pabil as your back four. Going into the midfield there, we've got Borges, Rodriguez and Arango, with Zedinias on the right, Reiko Alonso up front and Tyreek George on the left hand side. Obviously, it's taken us a while to be able to get into this sort of position and so on, and it's been very hard to do so, in fairness. It's been a tough sort of road for us and so on. Nothing has been easy in this career whatsoever. Obviously, we attempted it in our first season in League 2, and unfortunately we got knocked out against Wrexham, so we're back in it, and we are into the final, as I mentioned, against Northampton Town. Really looking forward to get this one underway, and I'm not too sure what to expect. Northampton Town, a team that is bottom of the League 1 and on cusp of being able to get relegated to League 2, but we look to make a quick start after a decent interception as Zedinias has played in on the right hand side. Options are there, as you can see. Reiko Alonso making himself known as he cuts in on the right. He takes it upon himself, and it's a very good save made by the keeper as he looks to clear his lines, and he's definitely done that. But a very good chance there early on in this tie as we get the throw, and Arango takes the throw in straight away with an opportunity. Rodriguez to Tyreek George, he offloads it to Vargas. Vargas with a chance there, he takes the shot, and it is a decent block from the defenders, but Vargas still picks the ball up with an opportunity to see what he can do here. Rodriguez to Borges, and that's a big block. Northampton Town defending early on in this tie. Rodriguez looks to start and get something going, but Northampton now intercept it, and they look to go on some sort of attacking run themselves there as they're playing it in the middle of the park with Borges with a lovely interception, finding his teammate Zedinias on the right hand side. Ball played into Reiko Alonso, he nods it onto Arango. This is a chance now, and that is a brilliant save made by the keeper, putting it out for a corner kick. Corner kick to be taken by Rodriguez, and as he looks to step over the corner and create an opportunity for his team there, and it's going to be really hard to do so, don't get me wrong, but I reckon we can get this. And unfortunately the corners didn't really result in something that we realistically wanted. At the same time, we've still got plenty of time to do something in this particular tie, that is for sure. And again, we've made a quick start, so at least we've made a quick start. We've got something going. We've made a few chances, and Northampton Town are definitely on the back foot as we look to chase the ball down there as they put it out for a throw-in, but it seems to come off of one of our players, and that was it for the half. Though it was a bit of a tame half in the same. We were making chances, but at the same time, it was realistically nothing special in the end. Could have created more, could have taken more when we did create it, but a chance here in the 47th minute there as Reiko Alonso is denied for his opportunity. Unfortunately, that was a very good chance for Reiko Alonso as Northampton Town look to clear the lines, and they do exactly that as they look to see if they can do something up the pitch there. As you can see, great opportunity to stride forward, and this might be an option for Northampton Town to get their first goal of the tie. This is a great chance for Northampton. He's been played in here. It's Wilson now, and that is a decent block made by Vargas, putting it out for a corner kick. Substitutions for Northampton Town there as they get the corner kick taken. This is a great chance for Northampton to do something. The ball whipped in there, and the header is cleared off the line from Daniel Amati. Pizanaco didn't deny it whatsoever, and he does deny this particular opportunity. Great save there from the Italian as the ball looks to be cleared out of players. Rodriguez looks to offload it to Tyreek George on the left hand side. Good play so far as we look to be able to go up to the pitch even further forward into the middle to go up though. Bill picks it out on the right hand side. Great opportunity to see what we can do here as Arango's found in the middle. Advantage being played. It's Arango now, and that is a top save made by the keeper there. We can't really latch on to the follow up unfortunately as Northampton Town look to deal with play and see if they can just get it out of the danger zone there, as you can see. But they're really tough to be able to break down, in fairness. Seems to be they've got some sort of five at the back sort of system working at the moment. It's definitely working in their favour, that is for sure. Playing further on there, as you can see, it's just hard to be able to kind of get the ball off of them. The possession game for Northampton is working really well for themselves. When they do latch onto the ball, they keep it well, but a lovely interception from Amati depossesses their team there as Tyreek George looks to make a 1-2 of Alonso. Alonso offlays it to Tyreek George with an opportunity to see what he could do here as he cuts inside. side. He finds the shot there, but unfortunately denied by the keeper once again there. A few chances flowing now for JD Cook FC in this second half. The second half has definitely looked stronger for us compared to the first, I would definitely say. But we continue on, 63 minutes on the clock. Neither side able to break the deadlock as of yet there, as we see if we can kind of defend this moment in time from Northampton. And I feel like this is kind of one of those games that's only got one goal in it, but if anyone that does score it, I feel like could be the potential winner, as James Wilson picks it up there with a decent save made by Pizziganacco. And if anyone notices that name, that is the ex-Man United star that was tipped to do big things, but unfortunately just never really developed. Substitution to be made there as Hugo Arango comes off the field for Christoph Hovrath to be able to see if we can change the attacking options up going forward, and hopefully we'll be able to do something in this moment there as the corner kicks by taken by Northampton there, but nothing really happens in that moment of time there. Substitutions once again as Austin Parkin is going to come onto the field for Reco Alonso. Hope to switch the play up a little bit more to see what we could do in that moment, because going forward it seems to be we're just lacking that little bit of extra that we really need. As you can see, Austin Parkin coming onto the pitch. I thought I'd give Reco Alonso the benefit of the doubt, knowing the fact that he's played a majority of these games, but unfortunately he was able to create any sort of thing in this tie. So Northampton get the corner free kick taken there. Hovrath tries to deal with it, but he puts it out for a corner kick in that moment in time, and Northampton have a chance from the corner. Pinnock, number 10 for Northampton Town, stepping over the corner to create something here. He whips it in there. Good ball, but just nothing could be done with it there as Northampton get back in possession though. Nevertheless, Pinnock back on the ball once again. He plays it on the edge to Hoskins. Hoskins with a great chance there. He skips past a few players and he finds his teammate James Wilson, and Pizziganacco with a big save from short range as Borges comes off the pitch for Edgar Alacaniz, as he claps the fans there. Borges hasn't had a bad game whatsoever, just nothing really creative wise that's going to get ourselves into the lead. But bearing in mind we've only got 15 minutes left of this time, we get the corner clear and this might be our chance. Zedinjais looks to play in Christoph Hovrath, and he looks like he's going to win onto the ball, and he does exactly reach the ball. Christoph Hovrath running onto the ball. It's a chance for him, but he just can't convert it. It's really annoying because we're getting so many chances in this tie, but it's just not to be on this occasion, and we're really struggling, it has to be said. For whatever reason, I'm just not too sure, but we just can't really seem to break this team down, and when we do get the chances, we just can't seem to take them. It's really much of an Achilles heel in this side. I feel like we might be ruined to regret this particular moment there, and we're definitely the better side on paper and in game, but it just doesn't seem to be that we're actually making use of that. But Vargas makes a good interception with 10 minutes left to play. He finds Tyreek George straight to Austin Parkin as he offloads it to the right to Zedinjais. Great ball in there as he looks to find Austin Parkin now, and there's a top save made by the keeper there. Really good stuff there. And unfortunately that will be going out for a corner kick, but a group for us though as Zedinjais has a chance to whip the ball in. He whips the ball in there as you can see, but Daniel Amati has a blazing header over the bar there with 3 minutes left to play. It looks to be that we're going to be heading into extra time in this tie as Edgar Alacaniz picks it up. He could have a chance here, but he just can't seem to get that final moment off where he could get a shot off. Really unlucky, it has to be said, but we have to go again there. As you can see, Northampton Town looking to make one last attack in this tie, plus 3 additional on the clock. But this could be the chance for Northampton Town, but Daniel Amati with a good interception, but the pass is poor, and he now gets played in. It's Fusu there. Great chance for Pinnock. Pinnock looks to find his options, and he puts it back to Fusu. This could be the one, and it hits the post. How that's not gone in, I'm not too sure, as Pizziganacco looks to clear his lines. 93 on the clock, and the referee has blown the whistle, and we go into extra time now. Really starting to kind of feel the nerves now in this tie, knowing that we've only got X amount of minutes in extra time, and the potential of penalties also. Hopefully we can change our fortunes in this extra time moment, because in all fairness we've had the chances, but so have Northampton Town, and it's a bit worrying knowing that we're playing against a team that are bottom of the league. I understand with obviously everything else, with obviously the competition and so on, but this might be the chance now as we kind of break away from that. Austin Parkin finds Christoph Hovrath, and this is the moment, this is the chance, and Christoph Hovrath, the super sub that comes off the bench there to potentially win the Bristol Street Motors their trophy for JD Cook FC. Christoph Hovrath then, a player that's obviously been signed at the start, and he looks to be winning the trophy at Wembley for the first time in our history. Wow, this is going to be some sort of ending to a game, because we realistically need now to hold on to this result. And Austin Parkin with the assist after coming off to the bench, so it seems to be the substitutions have definitely made the most in this particular tie, that is for sure, and we're definitely making a big moment in this tie. Oh, it's just absolutely insane how it's turning out, but we've still got some moments to play in this tie, that is for sure. Nothing is over as as of yet. Now, I'm not too sure what particularly happened because it only cut to a corner, but a corner has to be taken there, and Reyes clears. It falls back out to Northampton Town there, as you can see. A chance for themselves. It's Hoskins. Pizzicanacco with a save. It's Hoskins again. It's Armati that flies in. There's players flying everywhere. And then the whistle had to be blown. Unbelievable stuff. We now go into the second half of extra time. I'm not too sure why it's jumping from minute to minute. I think that must have been a problem with my game capture at that moment in time. But 4 minutes left on the clock in this tie to be able to decide if we are champions or it goes to penalty kicks as Northampton Town make one last hurrah in this tie. Really good chance for themselves. They do get themselves into the area, but Israel Reyes looks to clear his lines there, as you can see, and he does exactly that, finding his teammate Bill on the right hand side. Opportunity to stride forward and create an opportunity for himself there, but he looks to be able to play it to Zedin Yais, but he just can't get the ball off, unfortunately. Would have ideally liked the ball to be played in the corner to be able to waste time, but with only +1 on the clock, it seems to be with Anakin is winning the ball. It looks to be that we should be able to get over the line, and with the full-time whistle to be blown any second now, we're waiting for it to be blown. We whip a ball in. It's Hovreff with the header maybe, but he just can't latch onto it. Northampton are going to clear, but surely as they clear, the full-time whistle has been blown. We are Bristol Street Motors Trophy champions, and that is a big landmark in our actual club in itself and so on. A big journey, obviously. It's many games to be able to get to where we did, but it was all worth it with a big victory on the day against Northampton Town. It's Northampton 0, JD Cook FC 1. So here we go. The moment has come for ourselves to lift the trophy in front of the fans at Wembley, and it's been a great journey in itself. They're scraping through the groups in some ways, because obviously we drew against Stockport, we won against Wrexham, that late goal against Bolton Wanderers from a Rauja header, and Daniel Marty lifts the trophy there, and that is another one to go into the cabinet for JD Cook FC. A great trophy to have, obviously something you can only potentially win if you compete in League 2 and in League 1, so it's not something that you can always compete in, and while we were there, I thought it would only be best to try and see if we can win it, and that's exactly what we've done in this moment in time. A great achievement for the club, and a day we will never ever forget. As you can see, it's been posted on social media. JD Cook FC beat Northampton Town to win the Bristol Street Motors Trophy in what was a memorable final. Thousands of fans celebrated a hard-won victory. What a moment for the club, and we're going to go on to our potentially last game of the episode as we face MK Dons in League 1 action. If this game is to be won, then we will be victorious. 3 points is needed, and we will be champions of League 1. This is the lineup to face Milton Keynes Dons, a team that we've previously faced in League 2, going up to League 1 ourselves. This is the lineup. Munir in goal, Reyes, Amati, Gibbons, Vargas as your back four, with Hovreff, Rodriguez and Borges in the middle, with our attacking final three with Austin Parkin, Tyreek George and Alejandro Zedin Yayas. Knowing that we can wrap up the league nice and early, it's definitely a really good position to be in. Obviously something that we have fought really hard in this particular season, with our future at some sort of uncertainty at the same time. I'm really kind of excited for what the actual club can bring and so on, but as you can see, Hovreff looking to create an opportunity as he looks to find Austin Park, and Zedin Yais is found. I think initially he should have shot, but unfortunately he wasn't to do so. He turned and moved, and it just wasn't the best option for himself, and unfortunately it just does out for a corner kick. But definitely in terms of the early markers, it seems to be everything is looking good so far in this tie. As we reach the 9th minute, Burns looks to be able to see if he can make it a little bit harder for ourselves as a foul was committed from Rodriguez, and that will be a free kick for MK Dons with a chance to whip the ball into the area. Kelly steps over it, ball whipped into the area as you can see, and the header just straying wide. Nothing for Munir to worry about in that moment in time, and that is the end of that particular attack with 23 minutes on the clock. Few chances going either side, but nothing really much as this moment. As Lecco picks it up, the number 7 for MK Dons, he finds Burns there, as you can see, as he's running with the ball, tries to do something, but Lecco picks it back up. He offloads it, and that is an absolute sitter, I have to say so myself. In that moment in time, I thought that could only be a goal, but it's just not to be on that particular occasion there, as we're still goalless in the half. 39 minutes on the clock. MK Dons looking to create something in their half as Lecco picks it up. He turns his man, found an anchor there as he looks to offload it to Tomlinson. Tomlinson picking it out on the left-hand side into the middle for Lecco there. And that is a big save made by Munir. It falls out to the right-hand side of Gerardo with an opportunity to skip past Vargas, but a solid challenge from Vargas. And on we go to the left-hand side as Tyreek George picks it up. Austin Parkin in support as he looks to be able to see if he can run with it. Hovreff there also as Austin Parkin makes the overlapping run. Hovreff tries to get past the defenders, but it's not to be on this occasion as MK Dons look to go on the attack once again there. They're looking pretty decent in the attack, to be honest, and there's no stopping them in this moment in time as they look to see see if they can get past the defenders. But once again, a very good defensive tackle as we look to make our one last attack in this half. Austin Parkin just can't pick it up, and the half-time whistle has been blown in this tie. 45 minutes to whether to decide whether we can be champions or we have to make it on to a later date there as MK Dons get started in the second half. They look to see if they can create something. Tomlinson beats Bobby Gibbons for pace. Daniel Amati looking to cover the line there and shut the door there, but he falls it back to the middle. He tries to get it out, but he can't there, and Burns is a great chance, but it's straight at Minir. Really good chances for MK Dons. They just don't seem to be executing them in the best way possible, and it's really strange to see in fairness. But we got on the counter-attack now. Christoph Hovrath looks to see if he can do something here as he gets past the defenders. Austin Parkin's in support. He finds Austin Parkin, and a simple finish bumping into the back of the net makes it JD Cook FC 1, MK Dons 0, and Austin Parkin at the goals once again there, and that could be the goal to send us up into the championship. That would be a very, very good moment as a club and so on, and that is a very, very good finish nevertheless. Really good moment from Hovrath to be able to get into the position that he was. He squares it to Austin Parkin. It's a simple finish, but very simple that we want it to be, because at the end of the day, nothing needs to be complicated in this tie, and if we can make it as simple as possible and still score goals, then we are in a very, very good position. That is for sure. Then MK Dons get themselves kicked off. Bearing in mind, we've still got 60 minutes left to play in this tie, so still to play for. It's still much of the case where it's a tightly contested tie, and there's definitely a lot to play for, that's for sure, because at the end of the day, you can't rule any side out in this league. Anyone can come back at you and do something, that is for sure. In the 60th minute though, they get the throw in, as you can see. Really good option to find Lecco, and he finds Lecco, and he looks to put it on to Burns now, and Minir forced into a big save there, asking questions of his defence as it looks to go out for a corner kick to be taken short, it looks to be for the moment, unless they do whip the ball into the area, and they do whip it into the air. It's a great delivery, but nothing to trouble Minir on that particular occasion there, as you can see, as Minir throws it out to Zedin Yais, not the paciest of players, but he looks to get past the defenders and create an opportunity for himself, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to be that he can get as far as he wanted, and he is denied from the defenders there, as we have 82 minutes on the clock, 8 minutes until we're potentially crowned champions in League 1, and as you can see, MK Dons looking to create something as Burns plays it out on the right hand side, looking to go forward now is Kelly. He goes back to Burns. This is great play from MK Dons. He turns his man, but he has to go back to Kelly. Gerardo on the ball. He looks to put it over to the left-hand side. Bobby Gibbons with a header. Ball's back into their possession, though, as Burns picks it out onto the outside of the area to Kelly. Kelly with a great chance. He finds Lecco, but Reyes with a top defensive move as Tyreek George makes a 1-2 of Hovrath, and Tyreek George being played in straight away. He finds Austin Parkin as he looks to turn his man and create an opportunity to the right-hand side of Zedin Yais. Zedin Yais could finish the game here. He takes the shot, but it's a decent save. Unfortunately, we couldn't follow it with a rebound, but Tyreek George gets back in possession. He tries to pump the ball into the area, and MK Dons clear their lines. Really neck and neck sort of stuff, and it's really interesting to see how this game could really plan out. +2 on the clock. MK Dons looking for their last attack of the tie. Zlecko makes a blazing run there as Gerardo looks to follow it on to Burns. Burns making a pass to Gerardo. Back to Gerardo. It goes to Kelly. Now to Burns there. But he puts it on to Lecco. He chests it down. This could be the chance, but why didn't he run onto that? I am not too sure. Vargas clears it. Surely the full-time whistle was going to be blown, and yes, it has been blown, and we are the champions in League 1. What a moment for ourselves. What a season, and this has been a monumental moment in the club's history to be able to claim a League 1 trophy, back-to-back promotions, and live it. Just unbelievable. Really happy with that one. Couldn't be happier for the boys. Obviously, we've done so much in this particular season where we've battled throughout. We've been a superior force throughout the season, and now we can celebrate it. There we have it. The players are limbering up to be able to collect their medals and collect the trophy. I have to say, FC25 has not exactly been the best in terms of trophy presentations. Once again, being kept the same for whatever reason, I'm not too sure. But we're not going to be too negative about it, because Daniel Marty is lifting the League 1 trophy, and JD Cook FC will be seeing themselves in the championship next season. Really good stuff. What a moment for the boys. Been a tough old season with some injuries and so on, but it seems to be we've come out on top, and we are the trophy winners, and it's going to be a big season for us next season to be in the championship facing some top teams, and I cannot wait for that moment. After the many saves he pulled off in the last game, he did get the Man of the Match award, which is a very good way to round off the season after a top season for Munir there. So another clean sheet and another Man of the Match for himself, and he seems to be able to defy everybody wrong in his sort of situation, that is for sure. And it's really, really nice to see, to be honest, because bearing in mind we signed him on the free, we didn't know what to expect, but he has been absolutely brilliant between the sticks. But one thing is to mention also, Marcelo Flores back from injury. We won't be seeing him because we'll be simulating the rest, but at least he'll be back fit for next season. Now, after that, we've got many games to simulate. I'm not too fussed in terms of the result and so on. Obviously, we don't need to be in a position where we're picking up points and everything else. But our simulation luck still seems to be there, to be honest, because we were winning game after game. Pretty sure that we only drew one of them or lost one of them. I wasn't too sure when we look back on it. We've got a game against Exeter. I think we draw this one. Yes, we do. A 3-3 draw there, as you can see. But we were just kind of putting players in that don't really normally play, trying to see if we can up their overall as they get some decent games in. Players that haven't really had as much game time compared to others, and obviously players that deserve a rest throughout the rest of the season. And it's just one of those where you're kind of playing players that hopefully can get some goals and so on. As you can see, Marcelo Flores back into the score sheet as he featured against Reading. Unfortunately, Austin Parkin copped an injury there, being out for 2 months, but he should be fit for the start of the season, so it shouldn't realistically be a problem. But he's copped a fair few injuries this season, which is interesting to see and food for thought. Tyreek George has enjoyed his time here, and he looks to be able to see if he can make a permanent move, but we will have to wait to see if we can decide that between the clubs next season. After that, we just had 2 more simulation games. One against Wrexham, where we was 3-0 victorious there, and Goy Rodriguez and Marcelo Flores on the score sheet. And then we had our last segment of the season against Bolton Wanderers, where Reyes only got on the score sheet for ourselves. So this was the table. We absolutely blitzed the league, in fairness. No competition whatsoever. It was very tight to one point, but we seemed to have dragged away as time gone on. Northampton, Salford, Cambridge and Wigan Athletic all to be relegated down to League 2, unfortunately. Big moments for themselves to see what they can do, but yeah, definitely a hard kind of thing, and that's for sure. And hopefully we'll see them back at some point. Definitely some big sides with Wigan, Salford and so on. Looking at the top of the table, this is where it matters, because we have played 46, we've won 25, we drew 8 and we lost 3, finalising on 113 points, and the team below us was on 88 points with Sheffield Wednesday. So they'll have automatic playoff places, and Plymouth, Peterborough, Lincoln City and Barnsley will all battle it out for that final place in the playoffs. These are the stats for the final games there. As you can see, we didn't really get many players into the top goal scorers whatsoever. Austin Parkin still managed to finish 11th, even though he had many injuries, for getting 16 goals for the side. So he didn't have a bad season whatsoever, bearing in mind with the injuries. Tyreek George getting in 20th there with 12 goals. Nice to see that the loanee from Chelsea had a very good season. But for the assists, enquires takes the top one there with 19 assists in 41 matches. So that's really good to see himself at the top. Hugo Arango in 11th with 7 assists there, as you can see. So another player in the mix in terms of the list that we have got to offer in this moment in time. And then we look at clean sheets, and once again Munir is the Golden Glove winner. 17 clean sheets in 37 appearances. Really good stuff from the Moroccan keeper, and he still defies everybody wrong and so on. But this is the moment where I wasn't really looking forward to, and I'm sorry to break it to you, but this is the end of the series. As you can see here, they were quite happy to keep me on. For whatever, we've failed a number of our objectives, falling short of what we expected to accomplish on and off the pitch. I've won the Bristol Street Motors trophy, and I got us promoted up to the Championship by winning the league. I then went into the next season. I signed Tyreek George. I signed a few decent players, in fairness. I sold Joel Aribo on a free. But then, before even getting to our first game, which was supposed to be against Coventry City, they terminated our contract. So that meant it was the end, and I can't do anything about it. So I could go on to another club, but in terms of the actual series and so on, this would come to an end. And the jobs that are offered are just League 1 sides, Championship sides, League 2 sides, nothing really. If a Premier League side in there, I might have continued, but yeah, that is it. And basically, every time you create a career mode, just make sure you can't get sacked, because unfortunately I've put it on strict expectations and still somehow got sacked, even though I've met the expectation. So it's a tough pill to swallow. I really enjoyed doing this series, and I have done obviously on FC24, and I was willing to do so on FC25. And I thought by this particular message that you can see on screen now that it would be okay and I'd be able to better my sort of rating as we go on, but I didn't even get a chance to. So sort your game out, EA. It's absolutely pathetic, to be honest, how we can accomplish such high things and still get sacked. I have never owned a manager to be able to get back-to-back promotions, win the Bristol Street Motors trophy, get yourself to the championship, and then get sacked because the results weren't meeting the requirements. But keep your eyes peeled. There'll be plenty of more things to come soon. I'll have more career modes and more ideas. Obviously, we're going to be having the Tenerife career mode coming very soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you for everyone that showed support on this particular series, and I hope you're able to stay with me for the next one. But that is it for this one. I'm really sad to say so, and it was probably really hard to do this voiceover knowing that I'm going to have to say it's an end. But that is it for this one. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more content, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers. Thank you.